Excellent. So here we are on our third part three of the Overwhelm um, exploration. I only did three parts because I didn't really want to overwhelm people with too much more. So we've kept it nice and three parts, three areas looking at. And today we're looking at living with greater ease. Over the last couple of weeks we explored it, Overwhelm together, and we're not trying to fight it, not trying to pretend it doesn't exist, simply becoming more curious about our relationship with it. And in our first session we discovered something important, that there's always a little space between what happens and how we respond. And last week we explored the idea that beneath the busyness of life there's also a quieter place within us, a place of calm and balance that doesn't disappear simply because life becomes demanding. And tonight I'd like to bring those two ideas together, because once we know there is space and once we know where our centre is, something else can begin to grow. And that's trust. I think trust is one of the most underrated qualities we can develop. Not trust that life will always go according to plan. We can trust it won't. Not trust that difficult things won't happen, because they will. I was in Wellington the other day on the way to one of my schools and putting some fuel in, and the chap behind the counter was really chatty, and we were talking about winning the lottery, and he's like, I don't think I want to. And I was like, that's an interesting, you don't meet many people that say that. And he's like, well, he said, I used to do it, he said, but then I look at my life and the challenges and the difficult times and the struggles. He said, I actually think that's what life's really about. And I found that really interesting. It was like a really interesting thought, that, you know, there are difficult things, there are challenges, but actually facing those challenges, rising up to those challenges, is what life's about. And he felt sorry for people who have like lots of money and kind of can scoot over a lot of the challenges that your average person kind of has, which was, I found really interesting. But what we can do is trust that whatever comes, whatever situations we find ourselves in, we can meet it. We can ride the wave, so to speak. Perhaps not perfectly, perhaps not effortlessly, but we can meet it. And many of us spend an enormous amount of energy trying to prepare for every possible future. We rehearse conversations that we may never happen. We solve problems that don't yet exist. We imagine every possible outcome. And somewhere in the middle of all that preparing, I think we quietly stop trusting ourselves. It's as though we believe I guess the only way to cope is to think of absolutely everything in advance. And yet, if we look back over our own lives, I imagine we can find something interesting. There's probably many moments that we never expected. Some joyful, some difficult, some heartbreaking, and some life-changing. And somehow, even though they were unexpected, you found your way through them. Not because everything had been planned, but because step by step you responded to what was actually there. And I think one of the reasons overwhelm becomes so exhausting is that it asks us to carry tomorrow before tomorrow even arrives. It whispers, what if, again and again. What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? What if I can't cope? They're understandable questions, but they have a habit of stealing our attention from the only place where life is ever actually lived, and that's here and now. There's a bit of an old saying, there's variations on themes of it as well, that you can't see the whole path through the forest. You only need to see the next few steps. It's a bit like that, how do you eat an elephant? One mouthful at a time. It's that same kind of thing. And I think it's very true of life as well, because very few of us know exactly what next year will bring. Most of us don't even know exactly what next week will bring. And yet we somehow keep moving forward. Not because we can see the whole journey, but because the next step is usually enough. And something else I've learned, I think, over the years with things, is that confidence doesn't usually arrive before experience. Confidence grows because of experience. Every time we face something difficult, every time we adapt, every time we recover, our lives quietly collect the evidence. Evidence that we are perhaps more capable than we often give ourselves credit for. It doesn't mean we have to do everything alone. Trusting yourself also includes trusting yourself to ask for help when you need it, to rest when you need to say no when necessary, to change direction, to admit you don't know. Real strength isn't pretending to be invincible. It's responding honestly to what's in front of you. And I think if there's one thing that I'd like us all to take away from these 3 evenings looking at Overwhelm, it's probably this: that you are not your overwhelm. Overwhelm is just an experience. It's not an identity. It comes, it goes. Sometimes it stays longer than we'd like. Sometimes it catches us by surprise. But beneath all of that, there remains the same person who has found their way through every challenge life has faced before them so far. And if we take that back through our ancestry, the fact that we're here means everybody in that line of ancestry that we are linked to through time has also had the strength, the resilience, and the ability to find their way through those challenges. Maybe that's where trust begins, not in believing that life will become easier, but remembering that you've already faced uncertainty many times before. And you are the product of generations that have also faced many different uncertainties from many different times. And although there may have been moments, we all have them, when we've doubted ourselves, we're still here. We're still learning, we're still growing, we're still taking the next step. So as we kind of come to the end of this series of 3 sessions, I'd like to leave just 3 simple reminders. When life feels busy and hectic, remember the space. When life feels noisy, remember your center. And when life feels uncertain, remember yourself. Not the frightened version, not the overwhelmed version, the quieter part of you that has always known how to take one more step. So in a moment we'll move into the last of the hypnotic journeys, and as you relax, I simply invite your unconscious mind to gather together everything you've discovered over these past 3 sessions. The space you've begun to notice, the calm and balance you've discovered, and the growing confidence that whatever tomorrow brings, you don't have to meet it all at once. Just one breath, one moment, one step at a time. So I'll ask you to, or invite you to have a fidget, to get comfortable. And we'll begin as we always begin. By taking 3 wonderful deep breaths together. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And releasing and breathing out. And if you've not done so already, maybe just close your eyes. Because there's nothing to do, just relax. The more you relax, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the more you can relax. And you know there's something rather interesting about simply allowing yourself to be exactly where you are, without needing to make anything happen. Because sometimes the harder people try to relax, the more they notice themselves trying. And then there comes a moment when they realize they don't actually have to try at all. They can simply notice the sounds around them. Some close, some further away. And without choosing which sounds to listen to, somehow every sound can become part of this experience. You may notice the feeling of the chair beneath you, or perhaps your feet against the floor. Or if you're lying down, the bed beneath you, or the floor beneath you. Or maybe something entirely different catches your attention. And whatever it is, that's perfectly right. Because there isn't a correct way to enter hypnosis. Every mind discovers it differently. Some people become aware of their breathing. Others hardly notice it at all. Yet the body has been breathing comfortably all by itself for many years. And while your conscious mind may wonder what happens next, another part of you does not need to wonder. That wiser part already knows how to drift in exactly the way that's right for you. You do not have to make your eyes feel different. You do not have to make your thoughts disappear. Thoughts can come and go, just like clouds passing across the sky. Sometimes they linger, sometimes they simply drift away. And neither is important. What matters is that somewhere between one breath and the next, people often notice that something has begun to change. Perhaps time begins to feel different. Perhaps the body feels lighter, heavier, perhaps neither. Because your own unconscious mind has its own way of creating comfort. And you may even find yourself wondering whether you're already beginning to enter hypnosis, or whether hypnosis has been quietly developing while another part of your mind was simply listening. And it's perfectly all right not to know. Because The unconscious never needed conscious understanding in order to learn. In fact, many of the most important things you've learned, walking, talking, recognizing the face of someone you love, happened quite naturally. One experience building quietly upon another. And this can happen just as naturally. So, with each comfortable breath, allow whatever needs to settle to settle. Allow whatever needs to soften to soften. And if your mind wanders, that's perfectly fine. Because every wandering thought can become another pathway leading gently inward. There's nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing to force. Simply allowing, noticing, discovering, and becoming increasingly comfortable in whatever way your unconscious mind knows is exactly right for you. And from here, we can begin. And just in your mind's eye, I want you to think of a place, a mystical place, a magical place. And for some of you that'll be picturing it, for some of you it'll just be thinking about it. But however you do that, just thinking, picturing a mystical, magical place. A place where transformation can happen, a place of peace, a place that feels safe. And just be there now. Hear what you hear, see what you see. Sense and feel what it's like to be there now. And looking around that place, you notice a stream running away from the place. And down the center of the stream, in both directions, there are stepping stones. Stepping stones going off to the left, and stepping stones go off to the right. And I wonder, will you go off to the left to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Or will you go off to the right to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Whichever direction you choose to take now to deepen that trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time. Make that choice now, heading off in whichever direction is right for you. Hopping from stepping stone to stepping stone, the water bubbling around you. And up ahead you notice where the stepping stones stop. There is a path either side of the stream. One is heading east, the other is heading west. Will you choose to go east to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Or will you choose to go west to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Whichever way you choose now, east or west, to deepen that trust, make that choice now and continue on along the path. Further along the path, you come across a tree, and beneath the tree there is a chair, a rustic looking chair. I'm not quite sure how that looks to you. And hanging from the branch of one of the trees is a rope swing. Two lengths of rope hanging down with a wooden plank tied between them. Will you choose to swing a while to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Or will you choose to just sit to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time? Whether you choose to sit or to swing, to deepen that trust, to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, make that choice now. Moving on from that place, the path twists and turns until you come across a little crooked house built of stone. I'm not 100% sure quite how that appears to you now. But however you think of or picture that little crooked house, you notice the door is open. Now I don't know who or what is inside that little crooked house that will allow you to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time. And as this is your time, your journey, I shall allow you to enter the cottage just by yourself to discover who or what is in there that will allow you to deepen your trust in that ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time. So enter the cottage now, and I'll join you again in a moment. See what you see, hear what you hear, experience just what you experience. just take a little while longer in that place. With who or whatever is in there for you. Whatever that experience is of that place. That's it. And it's time to leave that place, bringing with you whatever it is that you've gained that will allow you now to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time. Even if you are not consciously aware of what that is yet, your unconscious mind knows. So you can bring that back out with you. Standing outside the little crooked hut, little crooked house, there are two paths to take. The one path leads back to that mystical, magical place where we started. The other leads to a new mystical, magical place. Will you choose to go back to where you started to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence one step at a time? Or will you go to the new mystical, magical place to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence one step at a time? Whichever way you choose, going forward to deepen your trust in your own ability to meet life with calm, balance and confidence, one step at a time. Take that route now. Bringing with you all that you've gained over these 3 weeks and allowing that to integrate with every step, every movement, until you arrive at that magical, mystical place. And take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, the impression, the idea of that magical, mystical place begins to dissolve, and you can start to become aware of the room that you're in now, the place that you're at. Being aware of the tips of your toes, the top of your head, and I'll count from 1 to 5. 1 is where you are now, 5 can be eyes open. Feeling relaxed, refreshed. Bringing back all that you've gained, even if you're not aware of it yet. And I wonder when you'll begin to notice, whether it be this week or the weekend or next week, that trust developing and growing. But whenever you notice that trust growing, you'll know that there is that place within, that calm place within, that allows for the space to respond rather than react. That's 1, every cell, fibre and muscle of the body coming back to normal everyday awareness. 2, feel a whoosh of energy from the tips of the toes to the top of the head, energizing, refreshing, revitalizing. 3, take a nice deep breath in. Breathing that wonderful oxygen in, that feeling good, illuminating the mind, refreshing the mind, the body and the soul. Number 4, just imagine, well, it is quite a warm evening, so just imagine you're stood under a fountain of refreshing water, cleansing and refreshing. And 5, eyes open, feeling good, be here now.